Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Santa Cruz County. My name is Reverend Terra Collier-Young, and I am honored to be the community minister affiliated with this congregation. We are here in full swing of our holiday season 2020. And I like to remind us that the holidays begin with Halloween, or All Souls Day, and as I like to call it, Samhain. And then we had Thanksgiving on the last Thursday of November. Hanukkah began Thursday, December 10th. Winter solstice, or Yule, will be on the 21st. Christmas Day is the 25th. Kwanzaa begins the 26th. And according to my Ocean Conservancy calendar, December 28th is the 47th anniversary of the Endangered Species Act, which I think is a very noteworthy day indeed. And then, of course, along comes New Year's Eve with a full moon, no less, to finish up this unprecedented year. Our fellowship campus may be closed, but our congregation is open wide. And our weekly e-news publication called The Current Happenings, as well as our website, shows most of the activities that we are doing. We have a children's Sunday morning service that starts at 9:15 and weekly virtual connections for fellowship and conversations, and a very active adult religious exploration program. And so to the visitors who have tuned in with us this morning, we're so glad you're here. If you would kindly type into chat your name, where you're from, and how you came to be here this morning, we would love to greet you. And if you would, go to our website, and there is a link for a visitor card you can fill out. And if you like, we can send you the current happenings so that you can be abreast of everything that is going on in our congregation. Unitarian Universalism is a religious tradition that came to us from the Unitarians, leaving the Trinitarians because it was their understanding that there was only one God. And the Universalists came into being, leaving the Calvinists, because they believed that Christ came to earth to offer universal salvation, not just to an select few. And this combination is what makes our religion a liberal one. We're heretics, which the definition of the heretic is one who chooses. We consider ourselves to be a generous, open-hearted, open-handed, and open-minded people, offering different points of views and with a willingness to listen with the intent to understand, and especially to be in shared humanity with each other. When I lead services, I like to invoke at least one of our principles and one of our sources, because these are frameworks that I use to set a container for us for our service this morning. So acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations is a perfect principle for this morning. And let us draw from the source of the direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which move us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces that create and uphold life. We gather on Sunday mornings for an hour of contemplation from the busyness of our days. We take a break from the news to come together and sing songs, hear inspiring words, contemplate, and attend to our own spirits and our souls a little deeper. Thank you for carving out this time. It is so good to be with you all. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. Snafu number 4. So here are our announcements. And as you can see, the top announcement is reminding us that there is an adult RE conversation after the service today to discuss the TED Talk called Danger of a Single Story by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And by the way, she wrote an amazing book called Americana, which I highly recommend. So to attend that, what you want to do is stay in the main room when breakout rooms are available. And of course, you can go to a breakout room too, if that's what you want to do. We'll have a UUFSCC common read of a book, and you can see the name of it and the author. And this information will be in the current happenings. And most recently, Gail is organizing an online Christmas caroling party so that we can have a little celebration, lift our voices in all of those familiar songs. And she will put out more information of this, like what Zoom link to go to in the next current happenings. And at this time, I'm inviting Chuck Torrey to unmute himself and lead us in a tutorial for text giving. And we will have our offertory before we start the service, because this service is more contemplative, which is so befitting for this rainy day and this season. So Chuck, let's hear from you.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Well, our Sunday offering is an important part of our ritual, reaffirming our commitment to our community. Today, we're continuing our tradition of sharing the proceeds of our plate with an outside nonprofit organization whose mission and values are in keeping with our own. For the month of December, we are sharing with Hope's Closet. That's a volunteer-run organization devoted to providing clothing and other goods to children in need in Santa Cruz County. Families facing financial hardship, children in foster care, farm worker families, fire victims, you name it, and they're ready to help with what they call a bundle of hope. This bundle meets basic needs and enhances self-respect with a week's worth of clean and appropriate clothing, and it enriches lives with books and toys. Next week, we're going to have a representative from Hope's Closet with us to talk about their project further after the service. But today, please give generously to our shared plate to support both Hope's Closet and our fellowship. But then now the hard part, on to a further note. We have recently been introducing a new way to make an offering through text giving, and the number is here on the screen. Today, we're adding a new feature to text giving so that you can now direct your text giving to a specific UU fund, or designation as it's called, by adding a keyword after give plus the amount. Here you see those keywords and where your donation will go. For example, if you type give 20 year end, noting that's all one word, your donation will go to the year end appeal. You can give it to any one particular designation with each text message, and you can send multiple texts to give to multiple designations. For example, if you want to donate to the shared plate, type give and the amount with no dollar sign. Shared plate is the default, so you don't have to spell that one out. Wait for the confirmation response and then type give, the amount, and the keyword for another purpose, such as year end or pledge. If you've already registered for text giving, you can make a donation at any time, but you may want to try the new feature now. If you still need to sign up, you can register after the service and try it then. So go ahead and try it out now during our offertory time if you're able. And if you need help, please contact Joy Hins, Ian Hunter, or myself, Chuck Torrey. And of course, you can always give via our website, UUFSCC.org, or by check and snail mail. So on behalf of Hope's Closet and our fellowship, thank you for your generous gifts, however you do it.
Thank you, Chuck. And you know, the fact that we do a shared plate is such an act of generosity. I feel so proud of our congregation for doing this every month. Cheri will light the chalice for us this morning.
Good morning. At times, our light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us.
And Janice will sing our opening hymn for us. And as you can see, the music and the lyrics are on the slide.
I'm there. Just a moment. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour. Gathered here in one strong body. Gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour. Gathered here in one strong body. Gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near.
As a matter of respect and inclusivity, we begin our time of worship honoring the land upon which we work and live, we learn, and we pray. This region is the unceded territory of the Awaswas-speaking UP tribe. And as you can see by this map, many of the names of the towns in our region are essentially Native American words. Soquel, Aptos, Salinas, Esalen, to name a few. And as a side note, one of the things I heard when I first moved here to Soquel is that the word Soquel, or as it was pronounced, Choquel, means the rainbow in the spray of the whale, which is such a beautiful image. So let us take a moment to pay respect for the elders and to all the indigenous people, past and present. Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, where are you? In the sky song, in the forest, sounds your cry. What to give you, what to call you, what am I? Many drops are in the ocean, deep and wide. Sunlight bounces off the ripples to the sky. What to give you, what to call you, who am I? I am empty, time flies from me, what is time? Dreams eternal, fears infernal, haunt my heart. What to give you, what to call you, oh my God. Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, take our heart. Take our breath and let our voices sing our part. Take our hands and let us work to shape our art.
You know, the questions you sent made me kind of ponder, well, what's the difference between soul and spirit?
Well, let's go with that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what I came up with is spirit seems to be a much more active word, where so I kind of see the soul as more of an essence and the spirit as a manifestation of whatever that essence might be. And, you know, I think essence by its true nature somehow can't be defined by just words or whatnot. You know, the questions you sent made me kind of ponder, well, what's the difference between soul?
Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Oh, I have quite a few streams, not rivers as much, but the gentle stream, the trinkle of a stream Trinkle is a really good word. And it just kind of trinkles into my soul. Waves. I love the waves. I love walking in nature, mostly along the shore and water. Water really speaks to me. Flowers and the scents. I like the smell of the ocean. I like the smell of flowers. Hummingbirds and swans, they feed my soul. I feel like those are the spirit of my mom and my grandmother just saying hello.
Nice.
Oh, I have quite a few streams.
Cheri's going to read for us a poem.
This is from The Dream of a Common Language by Adrienne Rich, and this passage is from Toward the Solstice. If I could sense how my life is still tangled with dead weeds, thistles, enormous burdocks, burdens slowing, shifting under this first fall of snow, beaten by this early racking rain, calling all new life to declare itself strong or die. If I could know in what language to address the spirits that claim a place beneath those low and simple ceilings, yet dwell in mute insistence till I feel utterly ghosted in this house.
Spirit in nature, spirit in the natural world, or the aliveness that I know a lot of people feel when we are out in the forest or by the ocean. You know, why are we so in awe of a brilliant sunset?
Right. And yeah, and I mean, forest bathing is kind of a new term, but I've always felt the mystery, the awe of Mother Nature whenever I'm in the redwoods, especially like in a family circle where one tree's been cut down, and so there's this beautiful circle in the middle, and there's all the youngins growing up around it, and I think spirit, more being a born and bred Unitarian, I've been singing Spirit of Life, the song, forever. And I love that song, and sometimes it brings me to tears. And you know, Spirit of Life is a bigger thing than soul. It's like, I don't know, soul seems connected to an individual or a thing. Like, I think trees and flowers could have souls as much as me. Whereas spirit can be my spirit, or it can be the spirit of life, or the spirit of the universe, or the spirit of the sun. So
Nice.
That's kind of minor differentiation.
Spirit in nature, spirit in the Janice.
I'm here. Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea. shape of justice, roots hold me close, wings set me free, Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. And now I invite you to sing these words silently to yourself in your heart.
I love this quote by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We are not physical beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. In Unitarian Universalism and our principles and sources, as I invoked earlier in the service, we also affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, and acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth. The source of the wisdom of the world's religions, which inspire us to our ethical and spiritual life, as well as my favorite, the teachings of earth-centered traditions which celebrate the sacred cycle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Most of our principles and sources mention spirit in some way, shape, or form, yet we have no doctrine, we have no creed, we have no dogma that tells us how we are to define these words. And that is why I chose to interview several of our fellowship members for this service. And I'm going to answer these questions myself for you today. The way I see it, spirit is the animating essence that makes all life alive. It infuses every single thing on earth, every animal, plant, insect, dirt, and rocks, from the grandest mountain to the most minute subatomic particle. Earth, air, fire, and water are all aspects and manifestations of spirit. And this includes our solar system, the cosmos, the far wide reaches of the universe, all culminating into what Khalil Gibran so poetically called life's longing for itself. And it is because all of this awesomeness, this creation, the immense complexity, the intricacy, the gross expressions of life, I cannot help but know that it is sacred. I revere it as sacred, and I hold this sacred in my heart as holy. As for humanity, I believe that at conception, a bit of spirit joins with the sperm and the egg, and all those splitting cells through the formation and the gestation are brought to life by that spirit. And then it transforms into the individual soul. And as one who believes in reincarnation, energy never goes away. It just changes. So I also believe that spirit, now soul, brings with it the experiences of its past incarnations. And I think this correlates nicely to the proverbial question of nature versus nurture. And so I have to ask myself, what did my soul come into this embodied experience to learn, to do? And honestly, it's what I'm doing right now. As one who's worked in hospice, and I've been with people at that tender time of transitioning from this life to the next, whatever that may be, I believe that when breath becomes air, our soul also leaves our body and becomes spirit again, taking with it the experiences of that embodied incarnation. What I love about this inquiry is that there are as many ways of considering this as there are people contemplating it. And the invitation is for you to contemplate it as well. Blessed be this journey we are on. My internet crashed for a moment there. So I need to re-establish my connection with my shared screen. Bear with me for a minute. Sure.
If I guess the other thing that sits with me, the second thing is that when I think of spirit, I don't know, I think of my heart. I think of something, I think of joy and laughter, and you know, it's a synonym to those, so that's probably why. But I visualize light and lightness and a radiance coming from my heart as well as my head, so sort of in my upper region of the body. Mm-hmm. When I think of soul, that ends up in more my torso area. Mm-hmm. And so then I have this bodily association to both of those words. Another example of that body association. Mm-hmm. And then actually the other part that I was just pondering on was that I think of soul as my past. It's my grounding. It's my sources of wisdom. It's my history, my ancestry, my traditions. And so that's like my basis. But spirit then is my future. It's my possibilities. It's my passions that propel me forward. So in all of those shapes and experiences and physical manifestations, that's my spirit and soul story.
That's a fabulous story. I absolutely love it. I'm feeling myself nodding and going, yep, that works for me too.
Yeah.
Now is the time for our candles of joy and sorrow, and Cheri will invoke this for us.
Now we will take a moment and share what is on our minds for ourselves and our beloved community. One of my favorite proverbs is, I'm assuming, that my mic is working. Okay, one of my favorite proverbs is, a shared joy is a double joy and a shared sorrow is half sorrow. Please type your joy or sorrow into the chat and Reverend Terra and I will read them aloud. From Ben to everyone, I'm awed at being alive for another day of life on this planet.
And D. Takamoto is saying happiness for the rain.
Edie Rhodes has sorrow for another young Black man shot and killed. Casey Goodson Jr.
Gail is very grateful for a dear friend in Tennessee who has survived a COVID diagnosis and is thriving. Good news indeed.
From Jennifer, lots of love to Ed Gibson and Jane McCready. Miss you, Woody.
And Mindy Shear says, I light a candle of joy and gratitude for the dedication of students, support of parents, and cooperation of the internet for a successful piano recital with my students yesterday. Congratulations on that.
From Bonnie McDonald, happy because today is my birthday. Made the decision to give the year-end fund so we can keep Zooming. Happy birthday, Bonnie.
Yeah, happy birthday, Bonnie. Linda Bates wants to share with us that she got a lovely call from Debbie Wu yesterday.
From Edie Rhodes, joy that Ed Gibson turned 70 years old today. Happy birthday, Ed.
Yes. And Andy Krejci says, joy for the privilege of being able to make fresh salsa in December from tomatoes harvested from my garden last week. Wow.
From Mindy Scher, I also light a candle of sorrow as my vivacious sister-in-law, Bubba's spirit and soul leave us. I wish support and comfort for my brother and their young children.
Bill Welsh shares, I am grateful that my friend Bruce is with me and that he's an old friend, Jody, is trying to contact him, and that his old friend Jody is trying to contact him.
I'm not sure if I know the name here. Ray Garter is holding Ed Gibson in my heart today for his 70th birthday. May healing be your gift.
And Peg Gali says, grateful for the sense of hearing, the rain, the ocean, the birds, voices and music and silence.
From Smitty, I am lighting a virtual candle for a friend who has been diagnosed with COVID-19. He is scared and alone, but I hope he is doing well.
And Shasta says, my knee continues to slowly get better, but it's just for around the house so far.
From Sarah Marshall, lighting a candle of deep sorrow for my friend who has lost her teenage son. My heart breaks with them.
Let us hold these joys and sorrows, these birthdays, these healings, these deaths and lives in our heart. And you're now invited into a time of meditation, and I'm going to offer you a guided meditation. So please close your eyes and check in with your breath. Breathe in deep and exhale long and slow. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe in deep, exhale long and slow, and feel your body sitting where you are, grounded in this moment. Breathe in deep and hold your breath for a moment. Exhale long and slow and hold that for a moment. Our breath is one of our most constant companions. Another constant companion is our heartbeat. So breathe in and send that breath to your heart. And exhale. Breathe into your heart and exhale. And with each in-breath, feel your heart beating. This combination of heart and breath is what keeps you alive. And now in your imagination, send your next breath up, up, up through the sky, through the 91 million miles of the solar system to the sun. The sun, that orb of fire, that pulsing light, is the beating heart of our solar system. Breathe in that sun and exhale slowly and be with it for a moment. Just be. And now with your next in-breath, journey back to earth, bringing the essence of the sun with you. All those millions of miles, and return to your heart, where these two hearts are together. Breathe in deep and exhale. And in your next breath, send your imagination down, down, down into earth through the 4,000 miles until you are at the very center of this earth's molten core. Here is the heart of earth. And be with that for a while. Breathing in and breathing out. With your next in-breath, journey back up to your own heart, continuing with your connection to the heart center of earth and remembering your heart connection to sun. In this, your heart is aligned with these tremendous sources of energy. These three together are the life force energy wherein all existence lives. Breathe and be with that. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
And we will care for each other as the world around us unravels, and we will tend to the spark of hope that lives within our grieving hearts. And we are here now in this present moment, lifting our voices and hearts. And we are here now, we have come together, we are tending the spark of hope. Oh, may it grow. And we will care for each other as the world We are here now, we have come together, we are tending the spark of hope. Oh, may it grow, and we will care for each other. And we will care.
De todos bajo el gran sol, una esperanza, fe y amor, verdad, belleza en la canción de toda tierra, cada voz. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Let peace, goodwill on earth be sung through every land, by every tongue.
Ah, I just feel my heart's so warm right now, and my soul and my spirit are both singing and rejoicing. But this concludes our service for the day, and you have 2 invitations for your fellowship time. One is to stay in the main room and discuss the TED Talk, as was mentioned at the beginning of the service. And our lovely technician, Bryn, will invite people into breakout rooms. And so with this, be inspired. Our breath is inspiration, and our exhale is expiration. And each moment, our heart is beating with the connection to the sun and the center of the earth. And let this warm you on this cold day. Blessed be.